Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. Oh, I am so excited to introduce you to Corey Snowden. Corey is an advanced EFT practitioner and is here to share with us her experience, some best practices, and how we can begin to incorporate this really special work into our own life. Welcome, Corey.
Thank you, Emily. Glad to be here.
Yeah, I'm so happy to have you. You and I had connected last year, I believe, and I said, I wish I'd recorded this conversation. I would have kept the whole darn thing. I wouldn't have edited a second of it. And here we are. Welcome to 2026. So, Corey, why don't you kick us off? How did you find EFT and what has it done for you?
Great question. I found EFT through an injury. So, 6 years ago, I was looking at never walking again. So, my injury was pretty bad, and there was no Western medicine that was going to fix the damage I had done. So I sought a naturopath after my third surgeon, and he recommended one, giving him some time to help my body heal with some tools that would work. And he suggested EFT. So literally, I will quote him so I wouldn't lose my mind. And he said, this is going to take a while and just give him some time. So the fascinating thing about that for me, the takeaway was how consistent he kept having me be with accountability. So every week I saw him, he would keep asking me, let me see how you're tapping at home, which I thought was fairly ridiculous, but it worked. It literally worked. I'm walking, I don't take any opioids. I left those behind as soon as I found EFT. So it was that kind of impactful for me,
It gives me chills.
really.
And there's a couple of things you shared too, where this is going to take a while.
Yeah.
And there's such a painful beauty in the process of all different types of healing and growth that we do. And how you shared having him help you be consistent and accountable.
Yeah.
I personally teach energy work. And I'm like, if I let people know that it's those things that actually get you to where you want to be,
Yeah, that.
nobody would sign up.
It's true too. It was like I used to roll my eyes for like, okay, I'm showing you, and
Right,
he was
right.
right. He was right. You just needed to
Yeah.
stay with it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's those the I re, perfecting isn't the right word, but finding your own way of perfecting the foundational aspect of it is what really creates monumental change.
I agree. Open my world.
Yeah. So it opened your world, and then what happened?
It was, I would say, within a couple months, I started really making some changes. My healing had stagnated and there wasn't any hope. It was opioids, a cane, and or a wheelchair. That was the prognosis for me. Within a few months, I had noticed I was calmer. I was not reactive so much. I was out in the public a little bit. I was still on crutches a lot. But what started shifting was I started sleeping better and I was in a massive amount of pain. So sleep was really difficult. I started sleeping better. The pain started lessening and I couldn't make sense of why other than EFT. So just over and over again, I kept seeing these scenarios where I was different, where the intensity of an event was pretty high, but yet I wasn't. And I had energy and space to give to the people who were having high energy impacts. And it blew my mind. It really did. Is I have a former law background, and so I like to formally say I was pretty cynical back then, maybe very cynical, and to especially holistic modalities was just not something I'd ever entertained. So trying something like that was way out of my league and nothing bad to say about it. And I hope that answers your question.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Don't worry about that. We free flow
thank
fly
you.
here. Yeah. Whatever comes through is meant to come through. So, were you tapping on the event itself?
Yes. So I was tapping on all of it, like
All of
anything
it.
I could put,
Okay.
like the frustration, and this is something I've gone back to a lot of doctors with, is when we have high impact moments like that in our lives, it disrupts everything. So I was looking through job issues, I was working on pain, lack of sleep, the frustration of just having so many doors closed, and the fear of, am I going to be like this forever was, I would say, terrifying for me. Is
Mhm.
I had hiked around the world and was always very active in my life, especially as a coping skill was exercise, and not having that was very hard. Um, so yeah, basically everything. And then the tapping solution, that's an app that's pretty popular. The Ortners are the ones that have originated that. Um, and Nick Ortner, I think it was Nick, wrote a book on the pain solution. So I added that in with my EFT as well, and it helped me do some deep dives into some areas I had never worked on before. Like,
Interesting.
yeah,
That's really interesting. I like it when the different types of healing find areas that you're like, wait a minute, didn't know this door was here.
not at all. Yeah, I had no idea. I could do something as simple as tapping on my face or my upper body and help me get over probably one of the hardest times in my life.
Mm,
Not only get over it, but thrive. So,
yeah.
I mean, so
Yeah.
impactful. I had no idea things like that existed. So,
I have found I have been tapping myself for over a decade, and I will sometimes, once in a while, in sessions with clients, into like feel called to intuitively guide them through tapping. Through my own sessions and with client sessions, I'm shocked at the words that come out of my mouth. They're
really,
shocked at yeah, not the whole session, but it really like it gets into those points, or like I'll tap on myself and something will come out and I'm like, oh my gosh, did I just say that? Does that existed within me?
totally. It does too, all the
Yeah.
time. I hear a lot. I've never thought about this, or I've never told anybody this before, and I don't know why it's coming up now. And I'm
Exactly.
excited that it's coming up now.
Exactly. Yeah, it's interesting because there have been times in my life I've had deep anxiety and I've even had a few panic attacks. But before the panic attacks, even through the anxiety, I will EFT tap and it's like a flush comes over my body and my nervous system resets and calms again when I go
Yes,
through it. So, how is EFT discovered? What is EFT?
great question. So EFT, there's two modalities called EFT. I do techniques. So my
Mm,
EFT is emotional freedom techniques. I'm all
mhm.
about teaching how do we move the energy in the body. Um, what was your second question about?
Who founded it?
Oh, who founded it? Thank you. Gary Craig, from my understanding, quite a few years ago, decades. And it was in existence for a while, but only in therapist's office. And Gary Craig perfected it to a place where we could give it to people so they can use it at home for mild to moderate issues, and then use a similar same tool a lot for moderate to severe issues. So one major difference is people can use the tool on their own. They don't necessarily need a professional for mild to moderate. Professionals come
Right.
in, yeah, so my clients don't need to see me all the time. They're working through their own issues as well. And then they come in with a pretty big understanding of what they're doing at home and how can I help them through some of the harder issues.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I know, and I love that it can be supported with someone or on your own as a supplement. So I just did a little quick googly research, and Gary Craig passed away this January, 2026. Oh my gosh, I had no idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
A
So
legacy. He's literally a legacy in our world.
yeah,
So, yeah.
left beautiful work. And then he was a Stanford trained engineer who simplified Dr. Roger Callahan's thought field therapy into the accessible basic recipe in the 90s. Beautiful. And here we are.
We are trying to get
Okay.
that tool out there. It's just amazing.
So, when you are helping people, what kind of patterns or what sort of repetition as humans are we showing up with when you're helping us out in your line of work?
You mean like as far as like anxiety and anxiousness, things like that?
Anything. I mean, topics,
Oh, for
feelings.
sure. Lots of isolation, seeing a lot of that. People are not,
Really?
yeah. Lots of job burnout too, or just
Yeah,
burnout. Um, there's some fear. I think fear is pretty much dominating right now.
big
Like,
time. Big time.
yeah,
Yeah.
especially with all of the stuff going on in the world, people are uncertain and
Which
feeling
is
it.
creating hopelessness that people can't do anything about it. Yeah.
A
Yep.
lot of marginalized communities, a lot of marginalized communities are struggling.
So Let's touch on the isolation piece. How would someone know, say someone lives with their family or they're in partnership or whatever, but maybe they still feel isolated? What are some of the symptoms? How would they know that they're still feeling isolated?
Oh, that's a great question. I would think it would probably be different for everybody, but maybe some of the stereotypes is when you're not reaching out, or you just cease to kind of go out in the world as we know it. Um, I actually have a fair amount of people that don't really want to leave their house right now, so we're there. How do they start feeling better? One step at a time. Uh,
Yeah.
they didn't get here overnight, so. Some of the other things with isolation, you're going to notice some sadness, some depression, obviously. There's something going on that's keeping them from reaching out, from connecting. So,
Hmm.
like a lot of times we'll say we're either one or the other. We're either protecting or connecting. We're either thriving with joy or we're protecting with fear. So we can see that, like, what's going on. There's a hesitancy. Maybe there's job issues as well. Like that would not
Hmm.
be uncommon right now. No.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's going wild right now.
Yeah.
So, walk us through when it comes to EFT, what have you found the best practices are? What is it that you walk yourself through or walk clients through?
Oh, I'd love this question. Consistency, 100%. It works if you use it. Me in the morning, I'm a little sluggish, so I will tap in the morning. I'll tap in the shower. I'm just not the happiest morning person like ever.
Oh, okay.
So that's a ritual for me. I tap all day long with my clients, so if I have any residual at the end of the day, I do the best I can, but I can't
Oh,
take.
nice.
Yeah. And then as EFT practitioners, we are always in our own work, always. So we work with each other to help each other with techniques, and we need that in real time. So my practitioner friends and I, we get excited when one of us uncovers a trauma that maybe is just buried in the back, and that's an excitement for us. Like we really see it as you're going to feel better if you work through some of these traumas. We
Hmm.
don't see it as a negative, but a huge positive. So it's fun.
How did you meet this community?
Oh, wow. Um, wow, how did I meet the community? It started with the doctor, Dr. Talcouch, who's in Phoenix.
Hmm.
Um, and then I think I just researched, like, what is this EFT about?
Yeah.
It's so mind-blowing for me that I went on this escapade of paralegal hat, like where I want to know everything about this. I
Hmm.
couldn't find anything bad, which was crazy to me. And I had what I would call adequate researching skills back then.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I found EFT, the Tapping Training Institute, up in Washington State, I think first. And then I just was an online Google search, like, how does this work? And who are these EFT practitioners? Yeah, that's exactly where I started. And then EFT International is our global accreditation.
Okay.
So partnered with them pretty quickly too.
When you are going through your own tapping, are you doing this like how long, we say you're in the shower doing it, for example, how long are you tapping for? What's your,
Which
I'm trying to see what your maintenance mode looks like.
Oh, I'll tap in the shower, probably just a few minutes until I kind
Yeah.
of just start feeling normal again. Like I'm a little more with it. I'm not so
Hmm.
foggy brained. I feel like maybe I'm not as cranky. I am cranky in
Hmm.
the morning. I don't think anybody that knows me would argue this. So,
I know,
um,
I know a few of your kind.
yeah, I was like, there is nothing happy about that morning until a little bit goes on. Um, some of my tapping, like sometimes I don't know what's upsetting me. So I know
Yeah.
I'm just anxious or I can feel it in my stomach or my chest. I'm not, it's not uncommon for me to walk around my house. Just, I don't know what this is about. I just know that I'm
Mm.
heightened and eventually I'll get to it. But I mean, I tap so much now that I'm pretty regulated most of the time. So
Hmm. Hmm.
just
Hmm.
it just is kind of well in the morning and then as an as needed basis and then in addition to my own work. So
Hmm.
I hope that helps.
It does. It does. And I think that's nice too, because, even with energy work, people think, oh, unless I do hour of energy work and meditation a day, it's not enough. And I'm like, you could do 30 seconds of it. And imagine 30 seconds built up over a lifetime. I mean, it all adds up. Okay, so when someone is actually practicing EFT, you mentioned that when you were going through this process that the doctor you were working with was like, show me your technique. So what are some tips for people to quote unquote do it right? Right now I'm kind of like, ooh,
I love
we're
that.
we're just gonna go where it feels good. But
That's
yeah.
okay too, right? Like, so some of the tips I would give is have a journal nearby. How intense is
Oh.
this issue that you want to work on? 1 to 6 is kind of where we recommend. And after that, the reason we say don't is the propensity to re-traumatize yourself or to activate to a level that's just not healthy is there.
Mm,
So get a journal. Is it 1 to 6? Good. What happened? And give it like a snapshot. So, is it an event? Like EFT is super helpful with events. Not he always did this to me, but he said this, or this boss, etc. Something where we can get a picture. So, just a couple bullets, really. What happened?
I
And
feel like
then
that journal could easily fill up pretty darn quickly.
some of us again, right? Um, And then the second one is where are you feeling it in your body, just thinking about that moment now? And we ask, just do a check-in, head to toe. Do you feel a tightness, a restriction, a tension? Maybe you got wavy something going on in the belly, heart, something. And that's okay if you don't have that, but that's just a preferred. And then the third thing is what will be an emotion to associate with it if you could think of one? So we're looking for 1 to 10, 1 to 6 at home only. Where are you feeling it in your body? How are you feeling about it? And what happened? And then the last thing is what kind of affirmation really resonates with you? So we're bringing out kind of the muck, right? The things that nobody wants to talk about. And we're replacing it with, I understand this is how I feel. This is what happened. And I'm working on myself. Or I'm trying to understand a little more curiosity in my life. It's something that resonates with each person. And then from there, like do some tapping. Can you bring that down, that emotion, that intensity, maybe in the body, something will change. And then is there another emotion, which is not uncommon, by the way? Like we can start out sometimes say, I'm really angry. My boss just made me work on the weekend. Okay, well, then how about after we work on some of the anger, is there something else there? Maybe you're disappointed as well. Or maybe you're sad that you're not in the position that you want to be able to call your own shots. So I guess what I'm trying to say is we'll often find more than one emotion with a specific event. The cool thing is that most of the time these events that are really triggering for us are falling on a line that has a limiting belief underneath that. Something
Hmm.
we feel about ourselves that limits us. So when I get people that are triggered, I'm always going to ask, what's behind that? Is there something going on about how you feel about yourself? I'm not good enough. I'm stupid. I'm not worth it. This always happens to me. I'm never going to get ahead. Those are just the minor, pretty common limiting beliefs that we hear for people. I'm
Hmm.
bad. I'm not lovable. It's kind of interesting. Like in my field, I'd listen for those. I'm actively listening for people to say, like, what is that belief that's holding you back?
Hmm.
And kind of the ironic thing in the last few years is I can almost hear it from everybody within 30 minutes. That's how much we lead with our limiting beliefs. And they're not true. That's the other part is they're literally not true. So they're just the things that hold us back. But the events will often play into those as well. Super cool. I could talk about this for hours, unfortunately.
No, I love that. So when we are tapping, let's say we're we're tapping for ourselves. We haven't found someone like you just yet. One of the things that I found is I used to tap and used to say all the positive things because
Mm,
I was really scared to say the negative stuff. I didn't want it to stick. And
yeah.
then I took a class and we said all the negative things and I had a huge shift in release. So now I just I let it fall out. And so you mentioned emotions, you mentioned I forget what the other word is that you used, but like limiting beliefs.
Mhm.
So sometimes I kind of alternate between the two. Like for when I'm thinking about the listener who's going to be practicing this themselves for a while.
Sure.
But I'm assuming sometimes we may know the limiting belief, but we don't know the emotion, or we may know the emotion, but we don't know the limiting belief. And does it still work in tandem? I mean,
Sure. And let me back that up just a minute. So, like the emotions, kind of like how we're feeling about it. And you see those emotion wheels, I'm sad, I'm happy, I'm mad. And then where we're feeling it, if we don't have one or the other, that's okay too. We would prefer both, prefer one
okay.
for sure. But if you're at home, like I have seen tapping times where when people are seriously triggered, sometimes the trigger is what we need to work on. I'm so
Yeah.
heightened. So we have
Yeah.
other exercises, like how about we just tap and breathe or
Mhm.
like a tap and rant. Sometimes I literally can go around my house, just don't know, and I'll let it go for a little while because that intensity is blocking me. So I'll calm it down and be like, what is going on? And eventually I'll be like, oh, it's this. And but yeah, so the goal
Tap
is,
and ranch.
oh yeah, I can tap and rant.
I
So
like that.
it's fun, right? The whole goal is to kind of calm the nervous system down so we can rationally and logically think again. And I'm like everybody else, there are days when I'm just heated, or I'm
Yeah.
super sad. That's life, right? Like
Yeah.
normalizing these things is just a huge piece of this is we're normal for having any emotions. It's how we're managing it.
I love that you said that. When I help people advance their spirituality personally, it's the same thing. Like the goal is not to be some grand ascended master. It's how do we continue to live fabulous lives and be human in the very real moments. So, what I'm hearing is as you're tapping, you've made so many great points here, the tap and rant or tapping on an event. And let's say someone is in a place where they're like, oh, I'm not sure which one I'm going to do, but they maybe start tapping on their limiting beliefs. So they'd say, my limiting belief is this, my limiting belief is this, and then more things start to come forward. They could say, the emotion I feel behind this is, and I would even encourage someone to just start spewing emotions they might be feeling and see which one kind of really hits you.
You could easily, like, which one are you feeling the most impacted by right now?
Mhm.
Because we are emotions, that's who we are too. So I would start with, even though I'm feeling anxious and I'm feeling that somewhere in my body, I'm just working on me for me. And I would keep it that tight
I
is
love that.
it's so easy, right? And because anxiety, where a lot of us are feeling anxious right now, and for sometimes we don't even know why. But keeping it short and sweet, like I'm an advanced tapper, so I can tap, right? Like, and I like it. I like the flow. But if I'm
Hmm.
home by myself, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Like, even though I'm
Hmm.
sad, I hate to say this, but say my cat just died and I'm really sad, right?
Did
And
your cat just die?
no, I don't even have a cat, but
Okay.
sorry, I was like, I was trying to find a better excuse.
Wait,
Here,
I'm triggered. I need to start tapping.
let me come up with a different one. My tire is flat. That's probably better. So, yeah, like those are real things though. Like I work at an outpatient treatment center 1 day a week doing group EFT, and I will hear nonstop these super hard things that people are going through, and they're legitimately something that would cause anybody some trauma, some stress, something. And the legitimacy of giving ourselves space to even feel that way is what I
Oh,
think is so missing is
agreed.
something horrible happened to me, but I'm over it. And then, but it was yesterday. And it's like, that's not really how we see it is if it's intense, it's intense. And we
Hmm.
deserve that time too, to
Hmm.
feel and to be compassionate and to support ourselves without having to get into Wednesday, like
Right.
that's been a huge piece of this is how about we just let it sit for a second? This really hurts. Because when we do acknowledge there's pain, it often goes away fast. Kind of like you just said, is
Right.
when we acknowledge it, hey, I am anxious. Maybe I'm going on a job interview. Who wouldn't be anxious? So
Right.
acknowledge that. Of course it's anxious. So, and that's okay. We're allowed to be anxious.
Right.
It's not a death sentence, it's anxiety. So I hope that doesn't sound too bad.
Anxiety. Oh no, anxiety is a rough one. You do volunteer work with frontline service individuals. And so you and I have kind of talked a little bit on the back end. Not, I don't want to say how stubborn they are, but what I really think is it's this system that's been built to say you need to be tough. You need to be tough. And oh, I this is my personal opinion that people are afraid if they allow themselves to start to process these things, they'll fall apart and won't be able to come back together. So thank you very much for the work that you've been doing with those folks because they definitely
Oh,
deserve it and so do their families.
yeah, yeah, they're great. They're great people, fantastic
Yeah.
people, and they do a
Yeah.
lot, so we don't have to, for sure.
That's the absolute truth. And it's very close to my heart. When I was in my 20s, I did a ride along with my uncle, who was a cop in this wild area of Washington. And it was from, I think, 10 p.m. to 4 or 6 a.m. And the things I saw in that short time span, I mean, they're imprinted in my memory for life. So it's
I
big
bet.
work. It's big work.
Yeah.
Okay, so when we are doing the actual tapping through movement,
Mhm.
are there some best practices? Should I be careful that like I don't get my fingers tangled in my hair? You know what I mean? I'm kidding, but what are some best practices for the actual physical movement?
I'd be happy to show you. Would that be helpful?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. So we always start on the side of the hand. Let's see if I can get me a
Okay,
little.
so you always start on the side of the hand.
I
That's
do,
good to
yes.
know. Oh, you
Yep.
do. Okay.
Most
That's
EFT practitioners will always start on the side of the hand.
Is there a reason for that?
There is, and I need to look this one up.
Sure.
There is an answer, and I'm sure it's brilliant. I just don't know it.
But it
Sorry.
also feels true to you. Oh no, don't worry about that.
Most of the time, I feel like I question things. This one has just eluded me for like, I don't know, I just follow directions, which is unusual too, but that's, yeah, side of the hand. So, and it's almost like we have meridian lines. So the name of my company is Meridian EFT, and the meridian lines are designed is with the thought behind it that that's where the energy can move the fastest, right? That's where we hold
Oh.
stuff. That's where our energy lies. And so we tap on these specific areas for the fastest energy movement. That's the theory, and it comes from Eastern countries. So they seem to be pretty far ahead with mental health.
They kind of know what they're doing over there.
Yeah,
We're catching up slowly but surely.
I hope so. So we always tap on the side of the hand. It's just a kind of an intro, and one day I will get that answer for you.
Oh, no worries.
It doesn't matter which side of the hand. I had a lady
Okay.
yesterday. She was like, "Are you punching down? Are you lifting up?" It doesn't matter. It's either whatever is best for the person. Does it feel
Right.
better that way? And it's gentle. Like the next spot we would go to is the top of the head. I've seen people go around like this. I've seen people go down the line. I've seen people
Oh,
just,
this feels really, I think because we're doing it together in community, I'm like, this feels so good.
right?
There's power in numbers. I'm getting tingles all over my body. And I like how you said it's gentle. It's funny because that's a subconscious belief I'm realizing in myself already as we're just going through the basics here, but harder, go harder, like push hard, work hard. If I tap harder, does the energy flow better?
I love your questions. I get these all the time, and I don't think so. I think we just want to be nice to ourselves. And
I agree.
beautiful part, like overachievers, people who really are into perfectionism, they will ask how many seconds and how hard. And I
Yeah.
try to encourage
Yeah.
people. It's whatever feels good to you. It's that. These are
Okay.
the general. You
So
can
we were just tapping between the eyebrows, tapping
mhm.
between the eyebrows. So we were on
Yes.
top of, so side of the hand, top of the head, between the eyebrows now. You talk about like overachievers and perfectionists because, we're now tapping on the temples.
Mhm.
Okay, so I was just tapping below my glasses, but I moved my hand to above my glasses. So is it above my glasses better?
It is because we'll go underneath your eyes in a second.
Oh,
And the
cool.
glasses is kind of hard. Like you and I, we both wear glasses, and I've seen people take it off. It's really whatever feels best for you. So,
Okay.
and then underneath your eyes, if you had bags, nobody has bags anymore. I don't know how that happened, but
Wait, we don't have bags under our eyes anymore?
you don't.
Oh, that's because I have a Zoom filter on. There's a filter on the screen.
Oh, I was mesmerized for the last year. Nobody has bags anymore. All right, Zoom filters, I guess. Okay, thank you.
Okay, also, I swear by gua sha. I do that now in the morning and evening. Do you know what that is? Okay,
No.
please. I want to get this right. One moment. Technically, I know we're interrupting our tapping. What? What? Okay. It is a traditional East Asian healing technique involving the use of a smooth-edged tool, often jade or rose quartz, to scrape the skin, aimed at promoting lymphatic drainage, improving blood circulation, and releasing muscle tension. Okay, so now we're tapping. Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. I swear by it. It just, I feel all plump and happy. So anyway, okay, so now we're tapping under the cleared up, so thanks to the Zoom filter, bags under our eyes.
Bags, if you have any, or no Zoom filter. I want a Zoom filter. I want to know about this. Then
I'll
under the
show
nose.
you.
Yeah, thank
Okay,
you.
now we're tapping under the nose, between the nose and the lips.
And we're thinking like 5 to 7 seconds. It doesn't have to be long. Although lately we've been trying 30 seconds kind of behind the scenes just to see what happens. And that
Cool.
seems to be pretty cool too. A lot of people like that. And
Oh,
then
interesting.
I know, right? Like sometimes if you can't find it, just tap. You'll find it.
Okay, now we're under the lower lip. So we're on the
Mhm.
chin, under the lower lip. So we were talking about perfectionists and overachievers, and I want to touch on the perfectionists for a second because, women, marginalized people are really, it's like you have to be perfect. You feel like you have to be perfect to survive every day. And it's a big deal. Whereas there's other people in other positions in our world. So now we're tapping on our collarbone.
Yep, right underneath there's some sore spots. Sore spots.
Okay, so below the collarbone.
Hmm.
So I was in a in-person live event a long time ago, and the person leading a tapping technique reached out to, his name was Greg, and because someone was triggered by certain tapping spots, and he said it's okay if you just skip over any spots that you're triggered by. So just
Fully.
FYI, if anyone's triggered by any of these spots, you can do that. Okay. So, but yeah, I think perfectionism, we think, Pinterest mood board for a kitchen or for an appetizer tray. And I actually don't think that's it. I think it's how we feel we have to show up in any single moment, every single day, especially I'll just speak as a woman because that's what I am. But, people are always observing us in different ways, like very
Yeah.
visually. And we can say judging us because that's how they've been taught, right? I don't think people are inherently bad. I think that's how they have been taught. And so this is something that I've been working on. I'm like, pardon my language, but I'm like, damn the torpedoes. We're not living like that anymore.
We're not. And I think in the last 5, 6 years, we've seen major changes in women, especially. Um, just the ability to, I want a voice and I want it to be heard and I want to be proud
Ooh,
of that voice. I
ooh,
love
I want to
it.
be proud of that voice. I like that one. Where are we tapping now?
Oh, sorry. I was trying to go lower. So underneath the armpits. So for
Underneath the
women,
armpits. Okay.
3 inches, maybe the top of your bra.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
That's good to know.
Men, it's just probably 3 inches. And there's ways some people they can't hug themselves, so you can tap like, see if I stand up here, you can tap like
Oh, we're doing chicken wings now.
right, or you can do the salsa, right? It's whatever
Yeah.
way you want. I mean, it's whatever feels best, and that's kind of that big message, especially from the guy Greg that you were talking to or about is we want it to feel good. So I have one last tapping. I work with the Australia groups a lot, and they have added one underneath the rib cage. So they do that, the liver meridian. That's the only one I
Oh.
attention.
Oh.
I
Oh
like,
dear.
well, yeah, for Americans, especially for like, all right, you drinkers and substance users and whatever, liver,
And
tap on that.
anger, not receiving love. I know we think that's the heart chakra, but liver is like we drink alcohol so and feel anger because we're like, I can't receive love because I'm not perfect
Exactly. And we
because the
have that.
carrots fell off my appetizer tray. Yeah, exactly. It's like
Yeah, we work with that a lot.
so the point that you were showing, it's like it's if you go, let's see, if you go between, if you put your hands in between your nipples, so you're not touching your nipples, they're between them, and then you go down like two couple inches, it's that spot right there.
Perfect. That's a
And we're
perfect.
just, I'm using both hands to tap, tap, tap on that spot. That's an active, this is like a volcano. This is like an active volcano. Oh dear. Oh dear. Here we
We know that's a good
go.
one for you. sit on that one. If you like it, sit on it, right? So it's like, that's all that matters. It's like,
This
yeah.
is bringing up emotions right now. I don't even know what the emotions are. Wow, I can feel him. This is, you know what? This is so gross. It's like a giant little pimple. Ew. Sorry, I said that word.
No worries. Like somebody like me, and I'm like, describe that giant pimple. Like I would eat on that. I'm like, where are we
Ugh.
going with
Oh, that's so.
this?
I don't do well with that stuff. This is making me gag. I should probably tap on why this stuff makes me gag. It's just a normal part of the human experience.
Come in. I'd be like, there's something there. I want to know what it is.
Day 982 of me tapping, so finally getting into this part of it. Okay. Thank you for walking us through that. Truly, that was really beautiful. Really beautiful. I am so excited for more people. I think a lot of people have heard of this and they know about it. This work has moved things for me. It's changed things for me. I'm so grateful for it. I don't know if I'll ever be called to do any formal practice around this. So I just want to thank you for answering that call and for helping as many people as you do, Corey. So thank you. So where can people find you?
Oh boy. Well, I'm in Phoenix and I'm out in the community a lot. So I have a new office in North Scottsdale, 101 in Raintree. Um, my Meridian EFT website is always up and active.
So that's meridianeft.com.
Yes,
Okay.
meridianeft.com.
Okay.
And I recently partnered with the doctor. So she and I are working on a CIKT wellness center. Um,
What does that mean? CIKT.
that's the Center for Integrative Ketamine Therapy. So we do
Okay.
that. Yep.
Hmm.
So that'll be the next, hopefully, 12 months that we'll have that up and
Hmm.
running as well. So
Hmm.
with the Chamber of Commerce in Scottsdale. I am at the treatment center. I'm all over. So, and I love it. I love sharing this message. And thank you for letting me share it with you and your group.
Absolutely. 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 So, and can people work with you virtually? I'm assuming without their bags on Zoom. Okay.
Oh, oh, with or without the Zoom filter, you literally opened my eyes. I've been wondering that for a while. Like, how did nobody have bags anymore? So thank you.
Yeah, if you just go down to that little button that says video, it's under, yeah, it's adjust background and effects, I believe.
Get out. I will mess
Yeah,
with
there you
this.
go. And it'll under appearance, and I'm leaving this in the podcast in case anyone else wants to do this. It says touch up my appearance low to high. So if you look here right now, low, high, low, high. Oh, actually, you know what? I don't know if it's doing it in real time. I'm sorry. All right. Well, this has been absolutely lovely. We covered so many good topics. Thank you for that. Oh, that liver meridian. Oh, can I say one more thing?
Of course.
I have found sometimes I'll be out in public and I'll just start to I'll feel something like kind of rise within me or trigger or whatever, and I'll just start tapping my hand. I'm like, I don't care who sees this. I'm gonna start tapping my hand. So encouraging anybody to do that. Also, I would encourage if anyone just randomly feels as though they want to tap somewhere on their body, trust that.
Yes.
Trust wherever you tap. It's happened to me 3 times now with clients where spirit has specifically given them a place to tap. And then I'll either Google it, or a friend of mine has been doing Chinese acupuncture for 2 decades. I'll text her and I'll say, hey, what's this about? And she goes, and I'm like, woof, the accuracy is scary. So trust yourself. Let this guide you and trust yourself. If you're like, I'm called to tap the inside of my left knee, just do it. Just do
Right?
it.
Totally. Like,
Yeah.
trust your gut. It's trying to get in
Yeah.
touch with you. Your instincts are valid. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
oh,
Oh, I love that. Your instincts are valid. Thank you so much, Corey.
oh, you're welcome, Emily. Thank you. I really appreciate this.
Take care. It has been so great to connect here. If this episode resonated with you, please be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who you want to have more of these chats with. As you move throughout your day, remember, your energy is your superpower. As you pay attention to it and trust it, you can watch your entire life begin to transform.